Hey, what's up guys, Clue here, coming back with a new video. Today's video, it's actually going to be my first impressions on the new champion announcement, Neeko, the Curious Chameleon. I didn't realize that there was a trailer for Neeko, so I'm just going to add this in between the intro and the my first impressions kind of thing. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll play.
Ooh, pretty colors. Neeko likes this shape. Careful! Why are you sad, friend? You have powerful legs, like warrior or sand flea. You make a funny face. Oh, small brain. Ooh, Neeko investigate. Stay hidden. No jumping. You are in trouble!
No time to waste!
You fell for it! It's fun to walk around in different skins. Goodbye, fake Neeko! You messed with the wrong Neeko! Same luck next drive. Get ready.
You are stunning and beautiful.
Ah! No flower for you!
Hello, nature.
Okay, so that would have certainly cleared up a few things that I had in this. I'm recording this after I've just recorded the whole first impressions kind of thing. But yeah, my favorite part was actually Little Frog. The frog, for those that don't know, is the one that jumps off Summoner's Rift. I've seen a few memes about it, like as in jumping off the edge. But that does answer a few questions. So she is a mid laner from what I can tell. I didn't check about health. She copied health. Oh, that doesn't really matter. But yeah, this will just jump back to the normal video now. So there's a few things that is more clear to me now that you guys will probably see. I do mention, but I hadn't seen the trailer. Probably should have looked it up, but I wanted to make sure I didn't see anything that LeBlanc's passive. How she, when she gets to a certain percentage of health, she splits into two, and she you can control either one of them. I'm not sure if you can control it. So yeah, so it has two parts to it. It's a passive and an active. The passive, every third attack, which is very common in League, third attacks for whatever reason, that's their thing. Echo, Vayne, the Hail of Bolts, I think, something like that. There's a few of them, but most of the newer champs, they seem to enjoy putting that on. So yeah, every third basic attack resonates with spiritual energy, dealing bonus magic damage, and briefly increasing Neeko's movement speed. Very similar to Echo there. And then this is very similar to LeBlanc. So I'd say she's an assassin, actually. Yeah, active. Neeko briefly slips out of sight, becoming invisible, gaining movement speed and sending a temporary clone of her current form sprinting in a chosen direction. So it's not like LeBlanc's in the sense of you can control it anywhere. You can send it off in one direction and then work from there. I can see that being very interesting and like pro play and like people that main this character. There'll be some cool outplays, I'd say, with her. Like if you're standing in a bush and they're coming in, you can split off in two directions and they got to choose which one. If they go the wrong way, you live. Possibly. Yeah. So E, Tangle Barbs. So that's CC. Very similar to Zyra, actually. So yeah, Tangled Barbs is an E ability. Neeko slings a magical spiral in a direction, damaging and briefly rooting enemies it passes through. The last champion hit is rooted longer. If Tangled Barbs hits at least 2 enemies, it grows in size, speed, and root duration. I'm not sure how that, like... So you can see she gets rooted longer. Interesting. I'm not sure where she fits in. I think she's very similar to like Zyra. Maybe she's a support. She's like an assassin-y support. I know they've done Pike recently. Yeah. I'm not too sure on that ability. Like, as in, doesn't seem to do much. But we'll see what her ult is. This is probably the cool one. So, Pop Blossom. That's very similar to Zyra. Are they sure you're not just reworking Zyra? So Neeko begins charging herself with spiritual essence. A moment later, she leaps into the air, gains a shield, and slows nearby enemies, releasing energy upon landing to massively damage and stun enemies in the area. When disguised by inherent glamour, enemies won't see Neeko's initial charge up. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I don't know. Because that's a very Zyra-esque and Nunu-esque ultimate. So Zyra has like the vines that pop out and then knocks everyone up. Does that knock up? It does, doesn't it? It stuns them. So kind of. The knock up works better for like a Yasuo kind of thing, but if she's a mid laner, I doubt there'll be a Yasuo. Actually, Yasuo does play bot now and a bit top. I don't know. It doesn't show the inherent glamour thing, because I'm curious to know how much you don't see. Like, as in, is it just the jumping up? Like, is it just that part, and then do they see that, or do they just see the damage and go, "Oh, what the hell happened?" So she doesn't really have any support features. That's what makes me think she might not be a support. We'll have to see what her because it looks like it does quite a lot of damage, but we don't know what item she's bought, so we don't know how much damage that actually is. So we'll keep going. Playing as Neeko. As Neeko, you slip into the skin of your allies to bewilder enemies and surprise them with bursts of colorful primordial magic. Trip up foes you encounter with tangled barbs rooting them within the painful petals of blooming blossom. Blooming burst. I think blooming blossom. That's pop blossom. Okay, that's gonna get me. As it flowers again and again. When you're ready to seek out something more exciting, draw on your inherent glamour to mimic the appearance of an ally and scurry off to a new encounter. Once your curiosity startles foes into combat, use the clone shapeshifter to keep opponents confused while you reposition and prepare for special surprise. See, she's very much an assassin then. Sneaky and jumps around and does stuff. When you're ready to reveal it was you all along, jump into the middle of the fight and with a prismatic pop blossom, leave them all stunned. We'll have a look. That is cool. I do think that's pretty cool. Because there's a lot of confusion that can be caused through that, and I'd say a good Neeko will easily take over a game. And that's like, you know how like when you have like a really weak Yasuo or Vayne kind of thing, and you can be in lane and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's just him kind of thing. Nothing, no issue with that. We're gonna go get the kill, but you're fed. They come over, try and kill him, and you just pop up and go, "Hey, joke's on you. I've just killed you." But yeah. So tips and tricks. Neeko's tricks change as she does. Here are a few ways to use shape-shifting magic of inherent glamour. Copying an ally with melee or shorter range is a sneaky setup for tangled barbs and blooming burst combo. You'll catch foes who think they're safe distance completely by surprise. Similarly, transform into an ally with a hook and watch foes outplay themselves, trying to hide behind their creeps. Tangle Barb will still hit them. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Yeah, and they'll be rooted for even longer, because yeah, it went through. If there's two creeps in front of them and you hit it, I believe that stuns them longer. I may be wrong. This it's still my first impression, so we'll have to see how she plays out on like PB and all that. I don't have a PB account, so I won't be doing that. But when she does come out, I'll be sure to be playing her. I've got 70,000 blue essence, so I can easily buy that, no trouble at all. So yeah, next tip: disguise yourself as your jungler to fake a gank in another lane. Foes will burn their escape moves out of instinct or be distracted when the real threat strikes them. A real threat strikes. Alternatively, appear as a low health teammate to bait the enemy into diving you right as you. Oh, so your health goes with them. That's interesting. That changes a lot of things, because yeah, you can appear as a low health teammate. I wonder if your health shows it's higher as well. So it's actually not higher. You don't gain health, but so like if there was a who's high health, like a Scion or something, running at them, like, and you're low health, you go to your Scion, copy him, and then walk out. It'll make it look like you've got more health than you actually do, and that could cause them to walk away. That'll be interesting to actually see. She is on PBE now, so I guess people will be trying that now. So yeah, coordinate with your team to maximize Neeko's mimicry. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I guess like her mimic, hashing and changing into things. Switch with a recalling ally to keep opponents wondering who's really in lane, or cast a clutch shape splitter in the midst of battle to befuddle foes with a triple champ guessing game. Is the real one Neeko or the clone? I want to become everybody who says I cannot. Alright, so this is her splash art, and then so she gets a winter skin. Interesting. Does it actually say what she's meant to be? No, it doesn't. She's not a jungler. She doesn't have enough abilities to be a jungler. She could play support. You'd have to see what her like Q, how much scaling her Q has for AP, and her ult. Cooldowns certainly matter. If she's got high cooldowns, then she won't be that strong. The fact that they have an Azir there makes me think that they are aiming for her to be mid lane. That was, yeah. There's no support characters at all in this. Yeah, I think she's meant to be a mid laner. Just based on what I see there, like usually if they have a support champ, and the gameplay down here they don't mention it, but usually if it's a support champ they'll have like an Alistar or a like they do show a Karma in this one. But you're gonna copy your support if you want to get targeted. Oh, no, it wasn't this one. It was your passive. Oh, wasn't it? Oh no, it was this one because it after the yeah, this turns into Karma and then does that. Yeah, that makes sense to do because then supports are usually the easy targets if they're by themselves because they're not usually like, especially a Karma. It doesn't show like them copying the health, which would be something that I want to know. But yeah, I think she'll be a really fun champion to play. Hopefully she's not broken. She doesn't look like she'd be broken like a Zoe. I think she'll be playing support probably, but I think she's more of a mid laner. But that will be left up to seeing like the cooldown scaling and all that. But yeah, I think I'm certainly gonna play her. I think she's pretty fun to learn. She's very similar to like a LeBlanc Zyra combo. But Zyra's not Zyra. LeBlanc's probably your best comparison, I guess, for like her mimicking and all that, because her little I think LeBlanc's like a mimic master or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited. So she'll probably be out in probably 2 to 4 weeks time. Depends on the patch cycle. I know it's usually every 2 weeks is patch for us, for everyone, but I don't know if she'll be out in time for next patch. They'll be all left up to Riot to work out. If she is working in PBE, they may delay her. If she's not, I'd rather they delay a champion that isn't ready, because we don't want a Zoe again. Zoe came out busted, too much damage. She just queued you and you're gone, and you're like, oh well, I guess I'm just gonna forfeit because there's no counterplay right now. And they're still struggling to fix her. I think they got her in an okay spot now. She's certainly not as strong as what she used to be, but yeah. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you disliked the video, hit that dislike button. If you wanna, any feedback would be helpful. Check my social medias down in the description below. And if you could share the video, it'd be greatly appreciated. Helps me grow my audience and helps me grow as a channel. And if you want to hit that subscribe button and catch more content, and hit that notification bell to make sure you do get the content, because sometimes things happen. YouTube doesn't put it in your sub box or something. And yeah, it just means you will get the content and you get a notification to let you know. So yeah, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time.